Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, something feels off, but I can't quite explain it? Maybe your energy's been dipping, or your sleep just isn't what it used to be. You chalk it up to age, tell yourself it's nothing serious, and move on with your day. But here's the thing most people don't realize until it's too late: our bodies often whisper before they scream. And when we ignore those whispers, we risk missing the signs that could save our life or the life of someone we love. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you, because the truth is, 99% of older adults show subtle but serious signs before their health takes a sharp turn. And when you know what to look for, you can step in early, take control, and in many cases, prevent a crisis altogether. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the most common warning signs that often show up before the final stage of life and why you absolutely must not ignore them. These signs aren't always dramatic. Sometimes they show up in quiet, unexpected ways. And that's exactly why they go unnoticed. But today, we're bringing them into the light clearly, gently, and without judgment, so you can protect your health and stay in charge of your life. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked signs: withdrawal from daily life. Have you noticed yourself, or maybe a friend, starting to lose interest in things that once brought joy? Maybe you used to enjoy chatting on the phone, taking a walk, watching your favorite show, or spending time with family. But lately, it all feels like too much. You start saying no more than yes, and it becomes easier to stay in than to go out. Now, occasional down days are normal, but a growing pattern of isolation isn't just a mood, it can be your body's way of saying it's shutting down. Often, when the heart or brain isn't functioning at its best, people slowly disengage from life, sometimes without even realizing it. It's not laziness, it's biology, and it's a sign worth listening to. Another red flag is persistent fatigue that no amount of rest seems to fix. I'm not talking about being tired after a long day. That's normal. I'm talking about the kind of exhaustion that creeps in and stays, where even brushing your teeth feels like a chore. You might find yourself sleeping more during the day, but still feeling drained. Or maybe you've stopped doing your morning stretches or daily walk because it just feels like too much. This deep, uncheckable tiredness is often a sign your body is diverting energy away from the muscles and into vital systems: heart, lungs, brain, trying to keep you going. And when the body starts conserving energy like that, it's usually trying to tell you something important, that it's struggling to keep up. Now, these signs alone don't mean the end is near, but they are signals, gentle nudges from your body that something deeper might be going on. The earlier you catch them, the more options you have to turn things around. Whether it's speaking to your doctor, adjusting your medications, or simply reintroducing movement and social connection into your day, small steps can lead to big changes. And the most powerful thing you can do right now is pay attention, not with fear, but with care, curiosity, and courage. Now that we've touched on the first 2 signs, emotional withdrawal and deep fatigue, let's move into another one that often gets brushed off, but carries more weight than people realize. Ask ChatGPT. Let's talk about something many people wave off as just getting older: unexpected weight loss. You're not dieting, you haven't changed your eating habits, yet the numbers on the scale are quietly dropping. Maybe your clothes are looser, your face looks thinner, friends start commenting, "Have you lost weight?" And you brush it off with a smile. But here's the truth: when weight loss happens without trying, especially in seniors, it's rarely something to ignore. Your body might be losing muscle, not just fat. And that can be a signal organs aren't absorbing nutrients properly, or that a serious condition is quietly progressing inside you. From thyroid problems and digestive disorders to more serious diseases like cancer or heart failure, unintentional weight loss is often one of the first visible signs that something deeper is going wrong. And yet, most people wait. They say, well, maybe it's stress, or my appetite's just lower lately. But waiting too long to look into this can mean missing a critical window for early intervention. If you or someone you love is losing more than 5% of their body weight over 6 months without trying, that's a red flag worth bringing to your doctor's attention right away. The body is trying to say, "Help me." Now let's move into something even more subtle: confusion or a sudden change. In memory, you're in the middle of a story, and suddenly you lose your train of thought. You walk into the kitchen and forget why you went in there, or you find yourself struggling to remember simple words or directions that used to come naturally. Occasional forgetfulness is common as we age, but when it starts happening more frequently, or when confusion shows up unexpectedly, that's your signal. It might not just be a senior moment. It could be your brain signaling that it's not getting enough oxygen, nutrients, or blood flow. It could be an early sign of cognitive decline, or even a response to something as fixable as a medication issue or dehydration. I once knew a man in his late 70s who suddenly became forgetful and irritable over just a few weeks. Everyone assumed it was the start of dementia, but when they dug deeper, it turned out he was experiencing silent mini-strokes, something that's far more common than we think. He didn't have chest pain, he didn't fall, but his brain was giving signs, and once they caught it, his doctors were able to adjust his treatment and prevent something far worse from happening. See, our minds and bodies are constantly speaking to us. They're not trying to scare us, they're trying to warn us, to keep us safe, to give us time. That's why it's so important not to brush these things off. If you find yourself or your loved one feeling more confused, more tired, less engaged, losing weight, or simply not feeling like yourself, don't assume it's just aging. Aging doesn't mean fading. Aging means adapting. And it's in those small changes, those quiet moments of that's odd where the greatest opportunities for prevention live. Let's now talk about the last, and perhaps most misunderstood, warning sign: changes in breathing. Not the kind you notice after climbing stairs or walking too fast. I'm talking about shortness of breath that sneaks up on you during simple, everyday tasks like getting dressed, brushing your teeth, or even talking for long periods. It might feel like your chest is tightening, or like you just can't quite get a full breath. Sometimes it comes with a wheeze, a dry cough that won't go away, or even a heavy feeling when lying flat in bed. Most people dismiss it. They say, "I'm just out of shape," or "It's probably just allergies." But this is one of the clearest indicators that the heart or lungs are under strain. And here's something most people don't realize. In the final stages of life, many individuals begin to breathe differently, not only because of disease, but because the body starts conserving energy and redirecting it to vital systems. If your breathing has changed, if it feels shallow or effortful, don't wait for it to pass. These changes often signal serious heart or lung issues, and catching them early could literally save your life. You don't need to panic, but you do need to pay attention. These subtle shifts are the body's way of preparing, protecting, or pleading for help, and there's so much that can be done if you act early. Now, let's step back for a moment. We've talked about withdrawal from life, deep fatigue, unexplained weight loss, changes in memory, and shifts in breathing. These are not just normal signs of aging. They are messages, clues, signals that your body is trying to tell you something important. And here's the good news: none of these signs mean it's too late. In fact, they often mean there's still time to get checked, time to make a few powerful changes, time to bring in help, reconnect with your purpose, and choose the kind of life you want to lead from here forward. Your health is not just about surviving, it's about the quality of your days, your energy, your clarity, your comfort, and yes, your peace of mind. You deserve to feel strong, safe, and supported no matter your age. That's not just possible, it's absolutely within reach. But it starts with listening, not to fear, not to panic, but to the quiet wisdom of your own body. And if you're watching this right now, you're already doing the most important thing: you're paying attention. So, take a deep breath, Reflect on how you've been feeling lately. Think about the little changes you may have brushed aside. And if any of what we've talked about sounds familiar, don't wait. Speak to your doctor. Reach out to someone you trust. Take action not because you're afraid, but because you deserve to live fully for as long as life has to offer. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your story could help someone else recognize the signs in themselves or a loved one. And if you found this helpful, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. We share more health guidance, real talk, and empowering advice for people just like you, who know that aging is not about giving up. It's about showing up, stronger and wiser than ever. Here's to living your best life at any age and never ignoring the signs that matter most. Ask ChatGPT.